What's up, YouTube? It's RJ with Harbuck Media here to discuss with you today why should you hire an editor. Before we get into the content, I'd like to encourage you to become a subscriber if you're not already one. And if you don't mind, smash that notification bell so that you are notified of all of our upcoming video content. We post a video just like this one every Friday at 12, not to mention our shorts that go out Monday through Friday. And so we want you to be notified every time one of those videos drops so that you're able to view it and learn from it, and hopefully we can engage with you in that way. If you have a question or comment about the video today or any of our past videos, please be sure to drop it down in the comments section. We will do our best to answer it as quickly as possible. And if it needs a longer form, conversation, then we would love to be able to convert that into a video just like this one and continue that dialogue and really get in depth and give you an answer to that question. If you've enjoyed the video today, please be sure to drop us a like. We would really appreciate it. Now let's get started.
Oh, fire and water me, going down deep, sing, oh, bury me, carry me, oh, far beneath, down to the river.
Okay, so why should you hire a video editor? Well, if you don't know how to edit video already, then you would have to learn. You'd have to take the time to educate yourself and practice this skill out so that you could then edit your own videos. If you own your own business and you're trying to grow it, you're trying to, focus on your sales and your marketing, do you really want to take the time needed to learn how to edit videos? The answer is probably no, especially when there are qualified people out there that already know how to do this and they're skilled at it too. This is a skill. This is a trade. It's not necessarily something you just pick up. There's a lot of nuance and technicality to editing video, not just from a content perspective, what to cut, what to keep, but also from a technical standpoint of how to convert file types, how to, match audio to video, how to color correct, how to transition from, one take to another. All of these things are skills that one learns through the process of educating themselves on how to edit video. And again, if you run your own business, this is not something that you really need to learn. This is not something you have the time to invest in. So that's one reason why, as a business owner, you should really consider hiring this out. In addition to the time needed to learn, there's also the software and hardware that's needed to do this. Not just any computer can handle the editing process. These are, in some cases, if you're a PC guy, a custom-built PC specifically designed to handle this. If you're a Mac guy, then a more expensive pro model of computer of Mac that can handle the workload, the toll that editing video brings. And then the softwares. There's a lot of different video editing softwares, there's a lot of different audio editing softwares, and they all have their own, cult followings. They all have their own pros and cons. And so you would have to educate yourself on the different types of software and then make a decision about which one to commit to learn. Because once you learn one, if you then wanted to change your mind, it doesn't, necessarily the technicals, the understanding of, how to transition and what content to cut, that translates from one software to another, but the actual buttons to push and where on the screen is the information, that does not translate from one software to the other, as they are competitors. And so there's a cost associated not just with time, but also financially speaking, the financial burden of preparing yourself in hardware and software for the video editing process. And then finally, there's the time it takes to actually edit the video. You have taken your time and you have stood in front of a camera and you have talked and you've recorded this content. And if you're really good, maybe you nailed it in 1 or 2 attempts. But most people, it takes 3, 4, 5, 6 attempts to get a good take of whatever the content is that you're filming. And then even in that case, you might have messed up and need to pull, a section from another take and mesh all that content together. So while you may be recording a 10-minute video, you may end up with 30, 45 minutes worth of editing content worth of video files that need to be edited and sorted through and figure out what goes where and how to mesh that all together. And in my experience, if you're given 20 minutes worth of content and you're told to convert that to a 10-minute video, that usually takes about an hour just to edit, because you have to sit down, watch the content, and as you're watching it, decide what are you cutting, what are you keeping, and then you have to take the time to fit all that together. Again, if there's an audio issue, you have to fix that. If there's a color correction issue, you have to fix that. If there's transitions, you've got to fix that. Or if the client wants, to add words to the screen or graphics, all of that takes additional time. And so you could very easily end up spending, 2, 3, or 4 hours even editing a 15-minute long video, depending on the demands that the client is asking. Now, if you are the business owner, then you are the client. And in that case, what do you want in your video? The more things you want to put in your video, the more time it takes. Now, you do need to understand that, you're talking about hiring someone, and we have a video that talks about the different types of people that you can hire. Do you want to hire a firm or a contractor, or bring someone on full-time in a salary position? And depending on the workload that you're going to ask, depending on the quality of video you want to prepare to, so that you can show to your social media viewers, depending on how many different formats or what form factor to begin with, all of those things can weigh into the decision of what type of editor you choose. But you need to keep in mind, the more you add, the more time it takes for the editor, the more demanding the service that you are requesting, the more it costs. Yes, you should hire an editor. If you're a business owner, just straight out, you don't need to be spending your time editing video. It's enough for you to just try to make the sales and grow your business. Now we're asking you to stand in front of a camera and talk, which you should do. Again, 63% of businesses are already using videos in their marketing strategies and in their social media content. And if you fall into that category of the 37% of businesses that don't, then you are behind. So you should be doing this. And this is just one more thing that you've got to be involved in. Unless you decide to pass it on to another staff member, which is totally fine. You can do that so long as they are someone who knows what they're talking about and is charismatic and able to actually, attract attention in the video. Then absolutely you can do that. You can offload that from your plate. And I would even encourage you to do that. But editing is not something else that you need to add to your plate in that case. And just like you would want to eventually offload sales or, offload, bookkeeping, you should also offload this video editing. So the biggest reason is time. There again is a monetary aspect of getting the equipment and the software up front. If you're paying an editor monthly, eventually you would have paid for the equipment and the software. So I don't know that, you could necessarily say that just because of the cost of the equipment and money, you shouldn't do it, because again, you're going to have to pay someone to do it. In the long run, that's going to be more expensive, but is it worth your time on a consistent basis? Is it worth the time and energy needed to learn it in the first place? And the short answer is no, it's not. You have far more important things that you need to be concerned about, and you should be concerned about those things. And you need to offload this responsibility to someone who is an expert in this field, who knows what they're doing and is prepared, already prepared. They've already put the time and energy into learning and perfecting these abilities. I hope you've enjoyed the video content today. I hope that you have found it informative and encouraging. If you liked the video, please do us a favor, hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber already, again, I'd like to encourage you to become a subscriber today. Don't forget to smash that notification bell so that you are notified of all of our upcoming video contents. If you have any questions about the video today, be sure to drop them down in the comment section. We will do our absolute best to respond to you as quickly as possible. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you next week.
Oh, fire and water me, going down deep, sing, bury me, carry me, far beneath, down to the river.